Despite this being a very controversial topic, if you're either on the right or the left, you can't deny that the fear of becoming a minority in your own country is one of the main reasons behind why anti-immigration parties are making headway in Europe. This fear is likely strengthened by situations like Brits having already become a minority in London, or native Danes in Denmark also being projected to become a minority by 2090 according to certain statistics. So therefore, I decided to go out into Copenhagen, a Western European capital that has been extensively influenced by mass immigration, to see what Europeans and immigrants think about the projection of Europeans becoming a minority in their home countries. And I mean, people's viewpoints probably won't be that radical.
I don't care about my country at all, actually.
Because people in Denmark are idiots.
So this is going to be some racistic shit or what?
Okay, never mind. Since last time, I also got attacked by some Antifa acne, so one like equals one prayer for that. Alright, so without further ado, let's go and annoy some shoppers. There's a lot of statistics that say in like 2090, then you know, white blonde girls like you are going to be a minority in Denmark, right? How do you girls feel about that? Do you think that might be part of the reason why like right-wing anti-immigration movements are gaining support?
No.
No?
No.
Why do you then think it is? Like, there must be some reason why people are against immigration and this.
Maybe they're just afraid of, people who are different from themselves.
All right, so it's just like they're afraid of brown people, basically. Yes. Is that it? Were you at one point afraid of brown people yourself? Or?
Never. No.
Never. There seems to be a lot of right-wing parties that are gaining a lot of traction, right? You know, like Stamkurs, of course, with Rasmus Paludan, and parties like this. Why do you think they're getting so much popularity?
Because people in Denmark are idiots.
Would you agree with that statement?
Kind of.
Right. So what about then, you know, I'm sure some people who are watching this would probably say then, oh, you're betraying your country by like being for immigration and for, let's say, your own ethnicity becoming a minority. What do you say to those kind of arguments or attacks?
They are the ones betraying this country.
They are?
Yeah.
Wow, what makes you say that?
We have to, there have to be a place for everyone here in Denmark.
Right. So like the core value of Denmark, you can say in a way, is maybe just being open for everyone.
Yeah.
But what is that the only core value then? Can you really like be everyone and then just come to Denmark and anyone?
Yeah.
Even like niqab, everything. Mm-hmm. What about a Nazi? Could he come here? Or like maybe like a Trump supporter just?
He probably could, but yeah.
So it's like everyone or just people who don't have radical views?
No, anyone is welcome here.
Yeah. Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. In 2090, it is predicted that ethnically Danish people are going to become a minority. Is that something you find concerning if that's like right?
So this is going to be some racistic shit or what?
No, it's you can both have one opinion or the other. It's
that was the opinion.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So you find it racist? Like the question, or what do you mean?
To think about it.
All right.
He's from Sweden. He has a different opinion, maybe.
Yeah, I know. Like Malmö is like under half ethnically Swedish already.
Yeah, a lot of immigrants in Malmö, but I mean, I live in Gothenburg, and there it's pretty ethnically diverse depending on the neighborhood that you live in. I don't consider it that. I don't really consider it very something to worry about. No. Considering, I suppose, for selfish reasons, you know, if it's in 2090, you know, I'll probably be very old and I won't have to worry about that.
Do you think this projection that ethnically Swedes or ethnically Danish people are going to become a minority, do you think the projection of it is something that's like driving the right-wing nationalism in Europe?
Well, yeah, obviously, but I mean, right-wing nationalism, you know, they're going to jump on any opportunity to blame immigrants. So, I mean, definitely they would. I think if you really are worried about it, that's one thing. But for me, at least, I just don't really see what the big deal is if that were to happen. And then times change,
of course. And then, like, how do you then respond? As you also mentioned, you know, some older people having different views. How do you respond to these like cancer ward skinheads and like how am I going to put it, like foreigners and right-wing people that then say, oh, you're betraying your ancestors? These kind of like allegations. How do you respond to that?
I really think our ancestors would care all that much about that.
All right, sweet. So in 2090, it's predicted
2090?
That's right. In 2090, it's predicted that ethnically Danish people are going to be a minority in Denmark. How do you feel about that? Like as a European or whatever?
I feel like it's going to be less than 2090.
Oh, damn. All right. So you're thinking more like 2050 or something like that?
2025 or something?
Yeah. I mean, if you look around here, it can feel like that, you know? Like, you're barely seeing any, like, ethnically Danish people.
No, Scandinavian people.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, in Malmö, I think it's already over 50%
It's
non.
over, yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Shit.
You feel shit about it?
Yeah, I feel like really shit.
Yeah, so you feel, like, sad when you go inside of the city and you see everything having changed?
Sad, angry, you know. It's not like when you grow up, you know.
Who do you blame for this? Who do you think is, like, at fault for this?
The politicians, maybe.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you think? What the fuck if I came into your country, you know?
Exactly.
And just like, you know, I want this and that and the whole fucking shebang, you know?
Right.
You understand me?
Yeah, I get
Then what the fuck would happen to me? Everybody can come here, you know, chill, and you know, everybody's so nice, you know. Not everybody.
No.
But you feel me, bro?
Yeah, you feel welcome, and people aren't gonna hurt you for small things and so forth.
Yeah, but it's not like that anymore, you know.
Nah. And like,
in my opinion, I can tell my opinion, but I don't want to tell it, you know, on the fucking camera. Right?
It's cool.
For real, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
You understand what I mean?
I understand what you mean, man. All right, man, we need to fill up our diversity quota, so let's go and hunt down some minorities now, shall we? All right, so in 2090, it is predicted that ethnically Danish people, like fully ethnically white people, are going to become a minority in Denmark. How do you feel about that?
It's fine, because I think we all will be one in one day, so I guess the whole world will be maybe more I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But
do you think you might feel like more home in a country like that? Like if ethnically Danish people were like 40% compared to now where it's like 80 or something. Do you think you as like a minority, like an ethnic minority, would feel more at home?
I was because that I feel like it would be nice to see people with my own, next to my own skin complexion, and maybe we could all be, maybe it will stop some of the bigger problems we have, like bullying, besides color, race, and stuff like that. So we'll all be like one.
You would feel more comfortable going outside. And then...
Yeah, because I remember when I was younger, I felt maybe like more uglier because I never see someone in Danish society on TV, for example, who was looking like me, had the same curly hair that I had.
Yeah, and we want to ask.
White?
No, not white, right wing. You know, like.
What is that?
Next, so let's say that in 2090 you were the same as now, right? But then the entire country was mainly like Arab, Asian, whatever, right? Would you feel comfortable in a country like that? Would you actually find that like a positive thing, that we're all like more like globalized, part of a global community?
I think it's positive that we are more globalized because in a country there's like space for everybody, so I don't think we like have to push somebody away.
No, so it's just like Denmark's for everyone.
Yeah.
I don't think it's concerning. I think it's great that we have a multi-ethnical culture.
Okay, so you don't want the actual culture to disappear, but you're not that concerned with everybody basically like looking like a Chinese person or a Sudanese person or something like that.
No, not at all. Not for me at least.
Not at all. So what do you say then? Like, I'm sure there's going to be some cancer ward skinheads and like, people from other countries who are going to say stuff like, "Oh, you're betraying your ancestors. They're going to be angry at you," or some silly stuff like that. How do you respond to those kind of allegations?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure I would care, to be honest. It's not something that concerns me.
No. So you just wouldn't care? You would just tell them to fuck off, I don't care, basically.
I guess.
All right,
Probably.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. But do you think like this question is something that is, the how am I going to say, the fear of becoming a minority is one of like the leading causes of, right-wing nationalism and stuff like this being more popular in Europe?
Yeah.
What if people then stop like speaking Swedish and like switch to anything from Estonian to Arabic?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the Swedish that we spoke 200 years ago is very different from the Swedish that we speak now.
For sure, but it's still like one continuing line. Like Arabic is noticeably different, I guess.
Well, I suppose, but once again, that's not really something that worries me.
Denied. We're going to ask people about like a pretty controversial question, and that is that in 2090, then according to a lot of different statistics and studies, ethnically Danish people are predicted to be a minority. That is a somewhat like controversial question, and we want to like hear people's opinions on whether or not they find that like worrying, basically.
I think that's a good question because in the woman they have 2 eggs or 1 egg, and some people are not pregnant. And you can get pregnant till you're 90 years old. They have 2 eggs. You can take the eggs out and you can make it together with another person. And that's the way you have to solve the problem, because they have always been killing different kind of races.
Yeah.
Because there's always been a race war against different kind of trials.
Right.
And that's why people still get pissed off when Asian white or Asian and black together, and that's why there always be wars. There will always be wars.
Because like people are tribal in a way.
Yeah, because tribal.
According to some different statistics, in 2090, ethnically Danes, fully ethnically Danes, are predicted to become a minority in Denmark.
Yeah.
Is that something you find concerning? If that's like right?
The Danish people are going to be a minority.
Yes, ethnically Danish.
Okay. No, not really.
Nah.
Not in my case. I don't think it's a problem.
Right.
But we have a lot of strict parties here in Denmark that think it's a problem.
Yeah.
Express a lot of hate and stuff like that. But I don't think it's a problem at all.
No.
Because I think there's room for everybody, you know,
Yeah.
and we have to help people that need of help. There's a lot of immigrations. That's fine with me, as long as they don't do any trouble in Denmark. That's perfectly fine with me.
Okay, so you're not concerned about like ethnically Danish people disappearing to some extent or so forth?
No, because you know the only constant in the universe is change. You know.
That's true. I'm sure like there's going to be some cancer ward skinheads and like foreigners and stuff, and also like right-wing people who is going to come with the counter argument that you're like betraying your ancestors in a way, and you're kind of like betraying them and what they fought for in a way. How do you respond to that?
So let me say what I think. I think we are one people, and that's what we have to recognize.
Actually, I don't care. And actually, I don't care what people think or what do you call it? Their religion and their color and what they like to fuck or what they like to eat or anything. Yeah. Don't touch anybody else. Yeah.
Right. We're all just one love, I guess.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Exactly. What do you then say to like those right-wing people that kind of say that, oh, you're betraying your country, stuff like this?
I don't care.
You don't care.
I don't care about my country at all, actually.
A lot of statistics are pointing towards that in 2090, then ethnically Danish people, you know, like white guys like you guys, are going to become a minority.
Yeah.
Now, I assume like you're like ethnically Danish or something?
Yeah, I am.
How do you feel about that, like personally?
I don't think it's that important because I think it's a strength to have that diversity also.
Right. So diversity is our strength, I guess.
It is.
Definitely.
Definitely.
What do you guys say? I mean, you're definitely a few years younger, so you're probably
15.
15.
Yeah.
All right. How do you guys feel about the question that I was just asked?
I think that of course, if it was all non-ethnically Danish people who aren't used to living in a Danish society, we would have to adjust some things to make sure that everyone also got accepted and no one got left behind or got dropped out of this welfare system that we have established. But if we were to make that succeed and if we were to make sure, and of course, like she said, it's in the future, so I think it will definitely, because it's a gradual thing. It's not that tomorrow half the population will change. It's going to be gradually, and I definitely think it's something we can do. And I think this rise of nationalism in many countries in Europe is definitely really concerning because people are looking as if they'll be a minority, perhaps they'll be threatened, their privileges will be threatened. And of course, we all kind of want what's best for ourselves and the ones we love.
What do you then say to like people who then, as a counter argument, I'm sure there's a lot of like probably both left and right-wing people that are watching this, and some of them are gonna think stuff like, oh, you're betraying your country in a way by like being okay with this. You know, I'm sure like it's a common argument and like insult that's come. Oh, have people said that today?
Yeah.
Also, like full disclosure, these guys are from like a like center. How would you describe yourself?
Progressive, center left, social liberal.
A pro-EU party, I guess is how we're gonna describe it somewhat. Yeah. And you're also like pretty known for also being quite pro. How are we gonna say like immigration?
Yeah.
We say that, right?
Yeah. Pro diversity and immigration in our society.
Okay, but how do you then respond to that like attack, if you will, or criticism?
I try to have some irony and be like, okay, let's try to kick us out of the country and see what happens, you know.
Exactly.
All right, just step a bit away. 1, 2, 3. Diversity is our strength.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
Actually, I don't care about it.
Nah. Where are you from, may I ask?
China.
How would you feel if all of China, if maybe only 40% of the country was Chinese, the rest was Japanese? Would you be sad, angry?
Yeah, maybe kind of sad because I may kind of lost myself.
You don't feel at home, maybe.
Yeah.
So you also feel like maybe your ancestors would be kind of angry or disappointed in the Chinese people that like now they're not, controlling China anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Thank you so much for watching the video, and make sure to give the video a like and subscribe.